my decision process and my game plan is so much better just by... Well, it's a gross snowy day here in Northeast Ohio, so I decided to continue my challenge where I see if 5 minutes really matters, according to Dawn at the Minimal Mom, and also incorporating some of Dana's ideas by just looking for trash and easy stuff first that I can declutter and get rid of. I'm also going to have a donation box. You know, Dana has this thing where if you take it there now, then you don't have like big piles to clean if it's something that belongs somewhere else. So I'm going to try that, but I do know there are a few categories such as like my backup food supply that, well, it was all in the closet, but now it's kind of scattered everywhere, as you can see. So I'm going to probably make, you know, one box of that stuff to take straight to the kitchen because I do feel like it's time to start rotating expiration dates for that. I guess we're just gonna roll up our, well, I've already rolled up my sleeves. So let's go ahead and get started. And if you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Holly Allison, and I typically put out weight loss content because that's one of the biggest focuses of my life right now is trying to get back down to a healthier lifestyle, weight, fitness level, and just stop feeling like garbaggio all the time. And part of that is also I have, in my depression and some other life events, have accumulated a lot of clutter, and I'm also attempting to use the principles of minimalism to clear some of that other clutter out and hopefully feel a little bit better about myself. When we start taking care of ourselves, it's just natural to want to also better our home and just get rid of all the excess stuff that feels like it's weighing us down. And just to bring you a little bit up to speed as to the 5 minutes matters principle that I talked about, I am working through this room that I had started making a dumping ground. It's a 4th bedroom that initially I had plans of making into a workout room, and it kind of was at one point. I clearly haven't been using it because, you know, I'm 100 pounds overweight right now. So I'm going to attempt to clear that out. Hopefully that will also get me to a point where I can put my treadmill back in there and actually use it as a functioning workout room. But I wanted to see how many times this 5 minutes matters it takes to actually get this room under control and see if it's really as overwhelming as I had initially thought it is, or if it was all just kind of in my mind. If nothing else, 5 minutes seems like manageable chunks of time, so I guess it's better than nothing to start there. And just a friendly reminder, a few things that we are going to need are a trash bag, preferably black, a donatable donation box, which I might actually start filling today. I might even use a time will tell box. I know I kept putting yarn in here, and I know it's yarn I do definitely want to keep. And so I think it's less of a time will tell and more of a I need to put this somewhere while I kind of figured out some other way to store my yarn because it's just gotten out of hand as far as where they are currently. As you can see, I am being like super high tech here with my tracking system. Just gonna keep track of how many times we have to enter here, and if the 5 minutes matters method works on its own, would it take a month or less, or however long it might take if you only took 5 minutes a day to work on, well, at least if I took 5 minutes a day to work on this room. I think something else I'm going to consider bringing in with me, because there is a lot of paper stuff and envelopes that I still actually need to sit down and review and go through, is some way to do the paper management of this room. So I don't quite know what I'm going to grab just yet. I mean, something as simple as this might work, but I also don't want to like lose track of it and just forget that it's in here. It's a lot. It's totally a lot. I know. This is so nuts. I mean, even the cords. I used to have the cords all sorted out, and they're just freaking exploding and tangled everywhere. So gonna be some major like citrus juice shortage or what? Donation box is still empty, and I only trashed like a couple things, but I guess we're still moving forward, and that 5 minutes went by really fast. So looking at how I handled today, I think one of the biggest opportunities I had was to stop trying to put categories of things together, but a lot of the categories were large enough and I just don't have storage solutions necessarily in place for them, like all of my makeup palettes, and they're not something I'm willing to get rid of. Same for the yarn. I'm just working through that, and then I still have a huge amount of indecision on what were overstocked seeds at some point, because I don't know why it's so hard to throw away seeds, even though they're already 2 years old. And I think it's just knowing that usually you can still get a decent amount of germination out of them, and it just feels wasteful. So I don't know. I don't necessarily want to just put all of them on the no buy group locally. It's just so much. I don't know what to do with those, and I'm not willing to parcel them out individually anymore. I did throw a bunch on a table and put them up for sale one day while I was out working in the yard and made a little bit of money off of it, but it was honestly kind of a pain and not totally worth the effort. I may need someone to talk me into just throwing away the seeds. That's what's actually in those big Chipotle catering boxes. That is all seeds that were overstocked. I've already pulled out what I personally want. This is just extras that I just feel terrible throwing away. I don't know if it's just because it's like, well, they're seeds, they're life. I don't know what my hang up is, honestly, but I do think I am going to continue these efforts, and I can't wait to see how this room turns out, and I can't wait to see how many like 5-minute efforts it actually takes, and I'll see you at the end with the results. Today I'm going to start my fourth 5-minute effort, which is actually very difficult to say. I think now I'm going to introduce one of Dana K. White's other principles, which in addition to, you know, just looking around for trash, going for the easy stuff first, she also likes to say, in order to declutter without making a huge mess in all the piles, is to take it there now. And while you have watched me make a few piles, it was becoming very impractical to take it there now. And also, you know, I guess it means I'm gonna have to have the door open and let one of the cats in, because he's gonna want to get into everything. But I think it will be worth it that when it makes sense, I will go ahead and take those items where they belong right there in the moment. donate a kitty, no. It took up until the fourth pass before I actually ended up putting anything in the donation box. One of the bags of clothing I knew had been, once I looked in there, I realized that was meant for donation some time ago, and then I found a few more pieces to add. Just to wrap up a few thoughts that I had as far as the progress that I am making on this room. Obviously, I'm not doing this every single day. I just simply don't have the energy right now. I do feel so much better when I just commit to those 5 minutes, and it is really powerful because sometimes I feel like I could do more, but then one thing I noticed is by taking those 5 minutes and breaking them up and having time in between sessions of decluttering, I noticed that my thought process is different. I have the breathing time throughout the week where I can kind of mull over and consider things. It gives me space to think, okay, do I really need to keep some of this stuff? And I think by the next time I go in, my decision process and my game plan is so much better just by taking the time in between decluttering sessions. I feel like if I were to try to dedicate like an hour or 2 hours to this, it would absolutely like fill up at least that much time because I'm not going to be working at such a quicker pace as I am right now. Also, by doing longer sessions, I feel like there's a lot of opportunity for decision fatigue and overwhelm and stopping, and then like I don't know about you, but part of the reason this room got that way is there's times where I would like walk in there with the intention of I'm going to tackle this today. I would just get frozen and overwhelmed, and I would just leave and not do anything. So that's not productive either. But by telling myself I'm only spending 5 minutes, that's achievable in my mind. It doesn't make me feel like, oh my gosh, I have to get this whole thing tackled in one fell swoop. It's telling me, okay, you have 5 minutes. The expectations and the bar for 5-minute declutter is pretty low in my mind. So the fact that I'm making the progress that I am is actually more encouraging to me to be able to go, okay, I don't have energy every day or time every day to walk in there and spend the 5 minutes and, you know, set up and film for you guys, because that does take a little bit longer too. I mean, it just feels achievable. It feels like it's something really I can do. And man, I really hope you try this technique. And even if you do want to dedicate 5 minutes every single day, or even 5 minutes throughout, you know, a single day, but taking those breaks in between and coming back with a clearer vision and more mental clarity and rejuvenation, I really think that might help you. So if you're struggling like me, and you have a room of shame or 2 or 3, because I have noticed one of my other rooms is starting to get a little more than normal, so I guess we're just gonna have a whole series of this, honestly. But anyway, it makes it feel more achievable, it makes it feel more fun, and of course, when we feel better about our home, we do feel a little bit better about ourselves, and it does mentally feel easier to make better choices in our food and our weight loss missions that we're on and trying to do better on everything. I tend to pick up more fruit, eat more vegetables when I'm, you know, it's like a package deal and like it's like a little domino effect. So it's 5-minute dominoes of, okay, I've taken care of a few of these things and now I might as well just do a little bit better in other areas of my life. All that said, I am super curious to see how many sessions of 5-minute declutters this actually takes me. I don't know what I was anticipating, so I guess I thought if I did 5 minutes every single day, it might take me, you know, I don't know, a couple weeks up to a month, but it seems like it is moving along a lot faster than that, so I don't know, what's your guess? I'm curious to know. Put it down in the comments down below how many sessions you think this is really going to take me. And I think I'm going to guess 10 or 12. I'll do 12 because like I'll feel better if I beat that, honestly. But I'm just curious to hear what you think because again, it's going better than I had anticipated. Again, you never know. I could just get stuck in a moment and not be able to make some decisions once I get to harder parts of this. And as always, thank you so much for taking the time to visit with me and watch this all the way through on my mission to live well, because you deserve to live well. We all deserve to live well. And what that means for me personally is having a nice, tidy home, feeling like I have more energy, which is directly related to my weight, honestly. And it's not as like a mental hang-up as you would think, but genuinely I have way more energy when I am taking care of myself and feeding myself well and moving better. And that is the mission that I'm on with this whole everything that you're joining me with. Thank you so much, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.